15 U.S. President Joe Biden, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other G20 leaders visit the Rajghat Monument in the New Delhi. Summary latest developments White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan declaration praise. U.S. President Joe Biden left Vietnam. Misses summit's last session. The White House says that he is not aware of any meeting between Biden and Russia's Lavrov or China's Li New Delhi. September 10 Russia and United States praised a G20 summit notification that stopped directly criticizing Moscow directly for the war in Ukraine as bloc's leaders were moving towards last day of negotiations. The world's largest economies adopted a declaration of consensus in New Delhi on Saturday, which avoided condemning Russia for war, but urged all states caused by conflict and not to use all states to grab land. Everything has been reflected in a balanced way. Russian G20 Sherpa or government negotiator Svetlana Lukash was indicated by the Russian news agency Interfax. All members of G20, worldwide peace, security and conflict solution to the interests agreed to come together. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said journalists, "States have done a very good job for principle that states cannot use the power to seek regional acquisition or violate sovereignty or political independence of other states." Germany and the UK also praised the decision, but Ukraine said it was not something to be proud of. In weeks that led to summit, sharply different opinions about war threatened to remove meeting. Western members called Moscow for invasion, and Russia said it would block any decision that did not reflect its position. The summit also adopted the African Union, which includes 55 member states as a permanent member of the G20. Most of leaders were leaning as they walked to the area where Gandhi was burned by a pro-extremes, and quietly stood after assassination of Gandhi in 1948. Biden later went to Vietnam and kidnapped the last session of the summit. The Salad Palace said he was not aware of his meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov or China Premier Li Qiang, who ruled the delegations of their countries at the summit. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin of Russia jumped the summit. This was one most difficult G20 summits forum in history. It took almost 20 days to agree on the declaration before the summit. And it took 5 days. He continued this was not only due to some disputes in Ukraine, but also from differences in positions on all key issues, primarily from climate change and transition to low-carbon energy systems. A European Union official who does not want to be defined said Ukrainian war on Sunday is the most controversial issue in negotiations. It would not have been possible without India's leadership. He played an important role in the bridge differences of Brazil and South Africa. Russia's 2022 Ukrainian invasion. Tens thousand